Press Start Video Games.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Press Start TV. My name's Will.
I'm Gage.
This guy, Gage.
I'm Sam.
And I'm 9.
We are here to talk about some awesome stuff. So this episode, we're going to tell you about some racing games that are out there currently, are coming out, getting ready to come out. Some of the best handheld games of all, our best handheld systems of all time, in our opinion. And also, we're just talking about some industry jobs being and working in the video game industry. So let's just get right into it. So let's talk about jobs in the video game industry first. You know, it's in any industry, it's tough to keep a job these days and have a good career. You're always worried about getting laid off and that kind of thing. And I think the video game industry is a tough industry to get into because I feel like everybody wants to be in it.
There's a lot of competition out there. You don't like to see it, but you always see something that's something better than what you're doing, and you're like, well, crap. How am I going to beat that?
And you know, if you've ever watched the end of a video game, the credits that roll through, some of these games
just drag
on
and
and
on
on
and on.
Like Watch Dogs.
You
You can't skip it, and it's like 15, 20 minutes long.
Well, the game was in development for like 4 years.
I know, but even still, skip the credits, man.
Put the B button up. I just want to go.
Some of the games give you like a trophy or some sort of an extra cool video or more.
Sure, I mean, if the game has like a button scene at the end, you're like, well, I want to see what's going on, how to connect maybe the next game. Or if it does something cool like Batman Arkham City where the Joker sings a song.
But even stuff like
it's
that
sweet.
is starting to, stop being a normal
thing.
Like, that was a very popular thing in the last generation.
I think people want watch the credits and just appreciate everything that these people have done.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Something I like Smash Bros. What they did at the end of the games, they give you a chance to shoot all the people that were shoot all the names that were going through.
Something fun, keep it interesting. I mean,
Keep you engaged.
Sure. And I mean, and you want to give some homage, obviously, to the people that. I mean, some of the jobs, like anybody from the graphical designers to the
coffee runners, and
the guy that rendered that plastic bag that's rolling across the street.
The voice actors, the game testers, obviously the producers, the executive producers, so forth and so on. There's a lot of people that go into making
thousands
just
of people
one.
involved just in one game.
And sometimes it can be hard, I'm sure, for some of these developers and even publishers, putting together a team of people that work together on the same project, keeping them all on the same page, having them all go in the same direction. I mean, there's got to be a lot of. So then your project managers come into play, and all this stuff. But I would say, stay in school. If you want to,
Eat your vitamins.
if you want to get a solid job in the video game industry, I mean, you're going to need some training and pick whether it's marketing, or whether it's graphic design, whether whatever it is, you're still going to need those qualifications in order to get get hired and all that kind of stuff. But speaking of jobs in the video game industry, we heard Microsoft recently cut a large number of jobs.
18,000 jobs projected.
18,000.
Wow. Yeah, roughly 18,000. There's no official number yet, but it's a pretty good chunk of people.
And what was the reason? Do we know why? Or?
I don't think there was a reason.
Something about the Halo.
Microsoft's hard for money these days.
Yeah, the $40 billion it makes every year.
Sure. I think most of the jobs are coming from Xbox Studio that's shutting down. That is
it's just the TV
no
development.
more.
They probably realized it wasn't an avenue they needed to go down.
Positive feedback for it.
And there wasn't. People. I mean, when you get your Xbox, people still want. I want the games. I don't really care about the TV thing.
I don't want to watch TV shows on my Xbox. I want to play video games.
So when you say Microsoft Studio or Xbox Studios, do you mean the TV part? Is that
the TV aspect of it?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the things that are okay are the Halo Nightfall, fine.
Okay.
Halo TV series is fine. I'm hearing the Quantum Break TV series is also fine.
Or whatever their tie-in is.
Which we don't have much information on, but I hear that's
pretty much if it was already in development, it's good to go.
Which is good news.
Yeah. Anything that was announced that hasn't been started on, probably got the job in there.
Or a lot of sad people. But hey, more people out in the industry to maybe do other things.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Freeing them up to do things we might want.
Making it harder for everybody already trying to get.
Sure. Like, hey, check out my resume, instead of this person right out of college.
Yeah.
But and then Microsoft and Halo, that is their flagship thing. It's like Nintendo's got Mario and Microsoft's got Halo, and Sony. I guess I don't know if they have a go-to just yet, but they've got a number.
Their mascot is Naughty Dog.
Yeah, like anything Naughty Dog
Well, Kratos,
makes, every single
you got God
PlayStation
of
owner
War.
buys.
You got God of War. You got Little Big Planet. You know, and
Yeah, but
Naughty Dog.
If God of War, Nathan Drake, and Little Big Planet all came out on the same day, and I only had enough money to buy one,
They're going with whatever Naughty Dog put out.
it's going to be whatever. Yeah, it's going to be
kind of
whatever.
hard to pass up Uncharted. Uncharted 4, but even the little bit that we saw does look amazing. But you know, Naughty Dog, they are on point. They got it going on. Obviously, they got 2 huge titles.
They know exactly what they're doing.
One of them they just released not too long ago on the PS3, The Last of Us. Obviously, Uncharted's got a history of success. And by the way, you guys need to check out that series. If you've got a PlayStation 3, play it. It is a great 1, 2, and 3, and of course 4 coming out on PS4.
I'm hoping I get a remastered one for the PS4. I'm hoping remastered collection comes through, but
I won't put it past them.
yeah, I mean, why not?
The Last of Us, though, from Naughty Dog coming out, they are remastering that one. Coming out, when's that coming out? The release date on that? Has that been
I think it's
sometime
relatively
this month.
soon.
soon. Pretty soon, yeah.
Probably before here.
Anyway.
To date the video.
Yeah, screenshots look good.
Yeah, screenshot looks really good. What impressed me was I saw one screenshot on Reddit the other day, and it showed that you can now customize all the audio and where it goes in the game. That's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
That is so in depth for how your game is set up. True surround sound junkies are gonna love this feature.
Yeah, so it's going to sound like I'm in a quiet movie theater with like all the infected people behind me
Yeah,
sitting
pretty
there
much.
just kind of like talking loudly on their cell
Yeah.
phone.
So it's going to
Yeah,
scare me
clickers.
even worse
Yeah.
than playing it with the lights on.
Yeah, pretty
Awesome.
much.
Yeah.
Great.
Which is a great thing. You know, and some people play with the headsets. You know, some of these headsets got
I played
surround
it
sound.
on the PS3 when I had it.
But some people spent the money for like their whole
Theater room.
theaters.
Yeah.
And, you know, you got
This
the
guy
Right
right
here.
here.
and you know, having that feature to customize it towards your setup. That's a big deal.
That's a really, really good deal.
Yeah. It's an awesome feature.
And it's only $50 instead of $60.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
that helps.
bonus.
And there's more multiplayer DLC coming with that game.
All the DLCs coming with it.
Yeah, but there's more multiplayer DLC.
Oh, they're doing
Nice.
more.
I think they said they were doing more.
Did not know that.
Only multiplayer though.
Makes
no
me
story
want it
stuff.
even more now.
Well, there you go.
Gage.
All
I just
right.
broken up.
We will we'll get into some handhelds right after this. All right, welcome back. We just got done talking about jobs in the video game industry. Just a lot of stuff going on there. But let's jump into, in our opinions, some of the best handheld video game systems of all time. I think one of the things that you know, the big three figured out earlier on, or especially Nintendo, was people want to game on the go and have it with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, people are always moving, so to
The original
speak.
Game Boy blew up.
Yeah.
It was just, it was huge.
ridiculous.
It was
You know how many
huge.
times, or how many hours I
And it
put
was-
into Tetris on that thing?
Oh my
On
God,
a
dude.
brick
I
this
played
big?
so many Super Mario games and Zelda. It was awesome to just toss it in my book bag and go to school.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I remember driving home late at night before there was backlights. I would like
Oh, yeah.
hold up against the window
Wait
and
for
wait
the
for a
car
street
behind
light.
you. Wait for the car behind
Yeah,
you.
something like that.
I
yeah.
can see.
That was my growing up with a Game Boy there until the
Yep.
backlights came through. But that, I mean, nothing replaces those memories for me.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
handheld
sure.
systems were just something I
As an only child, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Because I could actually not have to deal with my parents.
Sure.
Long car rides, put the headphones in,
Yep.
and just
See, that was
go.
the thing. When my parents got it for me, they're like, "Oh, good, he's entertained for hours. We don't have to do anything."
Literally,
Oh my
they
God,
didn't
you
know.
have to mute that thing because I can't hear
The
any
Tetris
more
song
Pokemon
is burned
songs.
into my skull.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that was the drawback, but handheld gaming was just like a necessity.
I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, parents, I mean, you had something. It was just such a big deal. You could actually take your gaming with you, and just the idea of that
Right.
alone was huge. And of course, it got better from there. We went to the Game Boy Color. There's the Game Boy Pocket. There's the Game Boy Micro. There's a lot of Game Boys.
Sure.
I
I
think
think the
a
Game
lot
Boy
of
Advance SP was the one I put most time into, and I loved that.
That was the
thing.
last Game Boy named one, wasn't it? 'Cause after that was the
the
DS.
DS, yeah.
Yep.
So the dual screen.
SP, then I went to the DS. Now, of course, along the way, Sega had their game systems. There was the Sega Nomad, the Sega Game Gear that was out there.
I had a Nomad. Had Game Gear. Never had a Nomad.
The Sega handhelds were the only ones I didn't own. I had a Vita, not a Vita, a PSP when it first came out.
Not missing much because you would have spent a lot of money on batteries.
Oh,
Yeah, it had
I
six
still-
A lot
batteries.
of money on batteries in that Game Gear.
I still spend a lot of money on batteries. I just don't want to deal
There
with
was
them.
a Turbo Graphics handhelds
yes,
that was out there. There was a Neo Geo Pocket that was out there.
SNK made that, yeah.
Yep. Of course, and then Sony got into the mix with the PSP.
Yeah, which was awesome for a little bit.
I actually bought that day one.
Did you?
In college. I remember the day it came out in college. I had traded in my GameCube and just every last thing I could scrunch up to buy the PSP because I was in college. I was like, all my friends are getting it. This is going to be the new way to play gaming on the go. Multiplayer with your friends in a lobby. I loved it.
I bought it specifically for the Twisted Metal game on it.
That's what I bought it for.
I bought it specifically for that game, and playing that online was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever done. Unfortunately, a month later, it was not so much.
The PSP came out, PSP 1000, 2000, 3000, and the idea, of course, they're trying to make it better and better and better, more relative. Technology is changing all the time. Nowadays, we've got the 3DS XL, which is very, very popular. They've got the 2DS. They've got the PS Vita.
System.
I mean, so all of these things, all these game systems, and of course they're looking for ways to integrate now. I think with the game systems, with the handhelds, and which is the PS Vita does a good job with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo just had their first cross-play game come out not too long ago for the 3DS and the Wii U.
And of course, not to be outdone as far as mobile gaming goes. Obviously, our smartphones are taking a lot of things. It's a huge thing. But actual video game consoles. Let's talk about some of our favorites and why. Sam, if you had to pick one, what would you think the best of all time is for you, anyway?
See, I was a Nintendo kid, so and Game Boy was, my only real video gaming system.
The original?
The original, like with the backlight, with the little funky head, with the bricks,
giant,
with the
helmet attachment to it.
And I even had the extended battery that you could recharge. I had all the
so
little
attachments.
attachments.
Yeah, they did. They had a bunch of
Speaker attachment.
Yeah, you can make
Anybody have that one? The speaker attachment.
I didn't have speakers.
I had the whole 9 yards. It was great.
I had the worm light that came over the top.
I mean, I had it all. I mean, I had its
Yeah.
own little carrying case and everything.
If you did have it all, it ended up, it was like a magnifying glass, light, and on top. It was like this huge.
I mean, it was like 5
They
pounds.
actually made a controller pistol grip, not pistol grip, controller handle grip for it at one point too. Yeah.
And it just looked like.
It just went from being this little tiny box to being like a whole video game console in your pocket.
It's like giving your child headgear, and it's just like, what am I doing here?
You can't do this. You can't take that out in public.
Are you going with that? Is that what
I'm gonna have to go with that because it was the birth. It was the start.
Sure.
And now I own a 3DS, and it's always in my purse. Like,
if it wasn't for Game Boy, we wouldn't. Be
exactly.
where we are today.
I mean, they started it, and they've pretty much perfected it.
That's true.
They had like a
Nintendo's
huge grip on that market.
Got the best grasp on the mobile market.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Other than like.
If you ask 10 people on the street, which handheld do you have?
3DS or DS.
Yeah.
One of the two.
9 out of 10 is going to be 3DS or XL.
Right. Definitely.
So.
9, how about you?
Well, like I said earlier, I bought the PSP day one for what it was, and I played a lot of it. I played a ton of it, but I really got into the Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance?
The original Game Boy Advance with no backlight and
like the
horrible
the
the weird, awkward cell phone shaped one.
Just
I played a lot of Golden Sun.
Oh, nice.
Great game.
Yeah.
Awesome game.
Awesome
Good
game.
series.
And Fire Emblem when it eventually made it out.
Fire Emblem's great.
They're great games.
Great turn-based strategy game.
I liked having 16-bit graphics in my hand. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Sure.
Or, well, I guess it could have been 32-bit. I don't remember exactly. But more than just 2 colors on the screen.
Sure.
That's my point.
Definitely.
Shaders and pretty pictures.
So good memories there. You're gonna have to go with that.
I laid in my bed with my flashlight on for hours on end with my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
So and it's weird that you say that because the point of the thing is to take it with you when you're going to do something else. But
I could play it and not get in trouble. Yeah, was my point.
Yeah, and you didn't have to get up and look at the TV or anything like that.
It wasn't blindingly bright light.
Yeah.
Learning my parents, hey, he's doing something down there. No, I was under the covers with my flashlight, and they didn't know that I was playing video games.
Right.
Gage?
I'm gonna stick with the Game Boy Advance SP.
You as well?
That's because it had the backlight, and that was
get the SP.
Once I had it, I was like, I could see in the dark. I don't have to try.
It was so tiny.
This is great. Oh no, I loved it. I mean, I still have my Pokemon Red and Blue, so I would play that. And then Fire Red, Leaf Green came out. Those are great. Super Mario Advance 2, Yoshi's, whatever.
Just
that game, I just loved everything about it, and just I felt like I had like a laptop with me. And when I was a kid, that was awesome. I was like, oh, I feel like an adult. Like here you go. So that was
for me, I'll just wrap it up really quick. I think the PS Vita is doing some great things as far as integration goes, and I think things will get better and better. I would have to give the slight edge for me to the 3DS. I like that. I'm using it a lot. I really like the Street Pass thing.
We know.
I'm so into it. I like
don't
it.
Street Pass Will, because he's just going to make fun of you later for not meeting up a monster.
Awesome. I really like it. Obviously, there's a bunch of games. Nintendo has a bunch of games, but I think PlayStation will capture more of the market as things move along, but see how it plays out. We'll have more for you once we get back. Okay, welcome back. So we talked about jobs in the industry, some racing games. Not yet, but we talked about handheld stuff. Let's talk about racing games right now.
Move into it.
Vroom, vroom.
There's a bunch of racing games coming out.
There's good stuff coming
There's
out.
a lot of racing games coming out this year.
It's a great genre. I mean, they make attachments for this stuff. You can go all out with a whole, like a play seat. Check out play seats if you haven't talked to them.
For your house where you're moving around for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, you can get like actual racing chairs. I mean, I love play seats, by the way, but you can get the racing. You can do it up just like you want. But it all comes down to the game, obviously. You want a good experience. Can you make the game still awesome with just the controller? Of course.
That's how I play it.
It needs to be done the right way, but you know, racing games, there's like the combat style racing games, there's the simulator racing games, there's the arcade feel racing, there's everything in between. Some of the stuff that's coming out soon. I mean, we've got another Forza game coming along.
Forza's coming out. It's going to look great.
Horizon 2 looks really good.
One of the couple things they said, they want you to be able to feel freedom and overall beauty and sound for this game. So
how much different is that from the previous game?
Oh, I mean, the previous game, Forza 5, is just like a straight up racing simulator game. It's just jump into a track and race kind of thing. Forza Horizon 2, open world,
you can just
pick your race,
open terrain, and
there's your race in the middle of a race and just go off. If you know you're going to lose, just drive off somewhere.
Yeah, just do whatever. It's just open world, and the game's shipping with
stage left.
The game's shipping with like over 200 cars, I believe. So it's just like a massive inventory of cars to pick through, and I mean, I sat down like with the developers for like an hour looking at this game, and it's just awesome. Look, I cannot wait for that game to come out. It's great.
So Forza Horizon 2 looking good. You know, at EA's briefing this year, they talked about a game which they didn't officially come out and say that it was, but it looked like it followed the Burnout series. It looked like a Burnout game.
Yeah, but his wording up to it was a little weird too.
Yeah.
It's like everybody feels that need, that need for speed, and then he leads into this, and I'm like,
it's Burnout.
It's Burnout. It's not Need for Speed. So I'm wondering if maybe they're doing a hybrid.
Of the two.
With Need for Speed and Burnout, which could be a cool.
I hope so, because I love the arcade style Need for Speed has, definitely, and then Burnout's always fun.
Yeah, exactly. Criterion knows Burnout like the back of their hands. It's their baby, it's their pride and joy, it's what they've done since they pretty much came into the EA fantasy family.
Yeah. The EA Fantasy World is actually a good term, too.
Yeah, that is true. And it looks really cool. Four-wheelers, boats, planes.
Anything that's been drivable, I think, is in the game.
Any form of transportation that's not an animal.
Oh, that makes me upset.
If it had Burnout horses, how cool would that be?
No, because when you say drivable animal, I'm thinking of the rhino from Ace Ventura.
I
want to be Jim Carrey. I want to be driving the rhino.
And then to get out, you got to go through the back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Make that game, and I'll play it. I'll buy 3 copies right now.
It's having a baby.
Oh man,
that's one of the best parts.
Okay, yeah. But there isn't that much information on that game yet. Maybe we'll see DLC
just
for
some concept art.
Yeah. Oh, it's very early on.
I love Need for Speed, but I'm kind of hoping for another Burnout game. It's a huge series, a lot of good fan base. I think a lot of people want to see another game installment in that series.
Agreed.
Gran Turismo, obviously one of the most popular series out there. The flagship Sony racing game. They released Gran Turismo 6 not too long ago, but I think they'll just keep going and going with this. I don't see them giving it up.
They're going to run this until it's a dead horse.
I mean, but it is
it's the car version of Madden.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, I think
new cars come out every year, so why not?
Exactly, and again, technology is better. So Gran Turismo 7, of course, I'm sure will launch on the PS4, get a complete makeover. What do we know about this game so far?
They aren't changing
peanuts.
They aren't changing too much from the Gran Turismo 6 formula, but they are changing enough that they said that it will feel like a different game.
Okay.
The mechanics of the game will still work the same, but I think what they're talking about is how you actually go in and out of races. I think they're pushing for a more user-friendly experience rather than a convoluted list of menus and sub-menus and just nonsense to add and great.
So are we going to see like a competition between this game and Drive Club? Because they're both Sony
because
exclusives.
Drive Club is going to appeal to a totally different audience.
Okay.
Drive Club, from my understanding, is supposed to be an open-world co-op racing game.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because the idea behind Drive Club, and I really like this idea because me and 2 other friends really love racing games.
You have 2 friends?
Oh,
yes,
that's so cute.
I actually have 2 friends, Gage.
I didn't mean to do that.
Other friends that love racing games.
You build a crew around your friends, and you race together to earn points for your group, and that puts your club at the top of the tier.
Nice, Drive.
So the better you are, the more people are going to be coming after you.
Yeah, got it.
Put all that together.
I wasn't paying attention. I was just talking, and you decided to.
Well, anyway,
Drive Club. I mean, we saw a little bit of that at E3. Looking good. Looking good.
Beautiful.
They were supposed to launch it. So with
that's
release,
been. It was supposed to be a launch title. Yeah.
Actually, a little glad it didn't launch because I'm worried that it might not look as good as it does now.
That's good.
They wanted to make sure they got it right.
You got to get all the kinks out before.
Yeah, it was a smart move on their part because the game's just every update I see, it's just more and more pretty.
All right.
More.
Yes, I know. Grammar. Hit me up, Nazis. I like it.
Hit me up, Nazis. Anyway, a bunch of other cars. I mean, there's the Crew is still coming out this year. Has a release date. Finally announced E3, November 11th, I believe.
Yeah, that sounds somewhat right.
Yeah, whatever.
You played a little bit of that. What did you think?
I did play the Crew. I got into it right away, and it felt like bad for my first 20 seconds with it. And I turned around to 9, and he was watching me play, and I was like, oh no. And then I kept playing it, and then I got the hang of it, and it has a really nice arcade style feel to it. And I was like, oh, now I know what I'm doing.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, and then I played it for about 5 minutes. I mean, there was a line, I had to move or whatever. I liked it a lot.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it. And I mean, it's objective racing, which I thought was cool. We hunted down a racer.
Some of the races were like
giant. Oh yeah, I mean, it's just the scale of America.
Racing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it was great. And
okay, I might play that for cross-country racing. I might play that.
You literally start in
My dad is like, oh.
You can start in Miami and start a race and drive all the way across the country through Texas, Colorado, and all that stuff, and end up in Seattle, Washington.
Sure.
It 2-hour race.
But what
that's fun.
My experience with it wasn't speed driven. It wasn't drift heavy. It was off-road race. I was in a truck. I was chasing down another truck.
Yeah, you were trying to
stop.
Yeah, you had to actually
hit him and make him
disable
stop.
the other vehicle and make him stop.
I don't know if it was story elements based on that or not, but it was just a lot of fun, and I can't wait to play it some more.
Nice. Of course, there's lots of other racing games, I'm sure, that will come out. On the PS3 360, new moto games for you motorcycle fans out there. Hopefully some monster truck games.
That game, Project Cars, is coming out.
Project Cars is probably the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Looks beautiful. Yeah.
All right, well, hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear about. We'll talk about anything that you want us to. Check us out on Facebook, and
as long as it's game related.
Throw us some ideas. Let us know what you think. Also, check us out on our YouTube page at youtube.com/PSVGTV.
Subscribe.
Until next time, we'll see you guys soon.
Goodbye.
Out.
See ya.